Here's the bonus part, when you'll have to just do 8 parts right here to write everything down like a marker instead. Or trying to use graphs instead. But I don't get the part when this is just like how people just do bad things like in real life. They do things like graffitis instead. And who's gonna clean it up? The government or you instead? Well, we ain't gonna clean that up instead. This is one of the funnest games ever. And the one we finished is the free part right here. And this is how you do it. Sometimes you have to do it a little bit faster to do it. It takes about 30 seconds to do a small one. And the other one takes less than 1 minute to do it. Pretty simple as that instead, people. Sometimes when you see a video camera right here, you get caught by the FCC instead. And there, you improved it. Sometimes you can do something different like a graphic instead. Sometimes you have to do is terrain instead. Every part of your name will be everywhere in your name. Anywhere in the city. Just like the Brooklyn Bridge in New York instead. But I don't know about that instead. And the weapon you can use is a basketball, a baseball, of course, right here, look at how you throw an enemy. Not pretty good instead.
Pretty ridiculous.
And the fighting combats, they really suck too. Sometimes you can't even hit an enemy instead. Well, the fighting moves, it's just like you do is kickboxing or martial arts instead. Right there. Sometimes you have to hit the target instead of this. Sometimes the enemy fights back over you instead. I use the basketball as a weapon. Alright, tell that punk to get out of my way instead before he gets killed. Well, kids, this is how we explain about this real graffiti on the street already. Well, most of the graffiti is just vandalism instead, but isn't the government supposed to do something about it, or they seem to get tired by it? Just like for a test, people. Sometimes graffiti ain't fun for anyone. Like, you paint the graffiti inside the train, and you paint the graffiti from the outside of the train. Isn't trains very dangerous for everyone like that? But I don't care. Most other people, I like the graffiti that's cooler instead, like nothing too graphic or anything like that. This is like it took the streets of Chicago instead. Pretty cool, isn't it? And even more instead. Like the store right over here. It's also, they did the awesome graffiti here too. And also, you also can climb on the material things. And also you can meet up with cooler people, like the history of their graffiti art instead. He also signs a notebook instead.
All these graffiti peoples.
And also, you have to be careful not to fall instead. Sometimes you can log on to, you can also unlock everything about doing something like painting a brush or doing a painting stick instead, like that, but I don't know what the hell it's called. And he's giving you a new weapon style to paint something new, graphics instead. Well, it's really tell you people because this thing takes a lot of time to do a big one instead right here. I got me a big bonus already. Sometimes you have to be careful when these workers are just doing destruction site right here when you won't get caught by these guys instead. Sometimes you can sneak up on them or knock them over instead. Pretty cool. And also, you can pay an unlock graffiti right here about the one from Reyes instead. Knock over the Reyes head. It's about a white boy who's becoming like a gangster instead, but I don't know about it. Sometimes you're writing a marker instead. It's pretty cool. And some stickers too. Also, you get a new freestyle, just like having a cardboard to paint the graffiti from walls instead. also he changes looks, and he also meets up with his friends. Well, his graffiti friends instead, but not true. And also, he's still like the free guy instead, still free. One thing, he already says, how can you see me now?
You see me now?
It's like the similar like John Cena did. Similar like John Cena did. You can't see me. Well, whatever. Right here, you do something different to climb a pole right here. Isn't it pretty easy to climb a pole? Just like how they did real people do in real life instead, trying to be careful.
The CC kid can probably hear it. Damn, the rush is almost worth getting cool. Time to let these fools marvel while I'm spinning.
But also, when you beat the level, this is the hardest part you have to do. Is to write a name so big right there. It would be impossible instead. Sometimes you don't got a match between these guys instead because they got a pole stick instead to kill you. Sometimes you have to run against them, but they chase you. Or fight them harder as a sidekick instead. You always do kickboxing. Also, they throw things at you. You can't even catch them. Also, they can't even go on the other side of the fence because they're weak. So you meet up with another group of the graffiti guys instead. You see? They're part of brothers instead. Also, you meet up with White Mike and the rest of the party poopers instead.